Salvete omnes, this is Amelia, also known as TheMartianGeek. And I've decided to start out my next project a little bit early. For no particular reason, I haven't given up on Donkey Kong Country 3 or anything. Or Goof Troop for that matter. I just thought, well, why not? I can do multiple video projects at once, can't I? So I decided to start my playthrough of Copy Kitty. What is Copy Kitty, you might be thinking? Well, it's an indie game, and one that probably not many people have heard of. Actually, the only real reason it even has any significance to me is because I actually sort of know the people who made it. Not in real life, but at least on the internet. They're acquaintances, I guess. That being AzuRai Productions. You can see the logo in the bottom right-hand corner of the screen. It's a portmanteau of Azure and Raibys, the two people in question. As far as what the game is actually about, well, I think for the most part I'll probably let the gameplay footage speak for me on that one. But suffice it to say for right now, as far as I can tell, Azure pretty much figured, well, cute things are cool, robots are cool, and explosions are cool. So, why not combine them and make a game full of cute things, robots, explosions, cute robots, exploding cute things, and cute exploding robots. And very shiny, sparkly, colorful graphics, techno music, and lots of chaos. This would also be the first PC game I've done an LP of. Unless you count a couple of one-off videos that I made. Interesting thing, if you watched my Another World's Chaos video, this game was made by the same people. In any case, we have ourselves a menu here. Exit is obvious. Extras. All this is for things like, we have a database here, art gallery. I'll probably cover this stuff later. Maybe in an extra video or two. We have modifiers, which I believe are basically cheat codes that you can do just for fun. Sound test. Replays and screenshots that you can save. Now instructions, I'll probably skip this because there is a tutorial. But I might look into that a bit later. Options. Now, we have weapon stats. You can change the level of graphical effects. Change the volume of music and sound. And we can configure the controls, which is very nice. I really wish more games had completely customizable controls. I'm looking at you, Nintendo. In any case, we also have 3 gameplay modes. Well, 2 really. Training is just the tutorial level. Mission mode is level-based, and endless mode is just that, endless. Obviously, I'll be doing the playthrough on mission mode. I don't really care too much for endless games, and it wouldn't really make sense to do an LP of endless mode anyway. I'll probably show it off, though, eventually. But I also want to show off the training, just because. Now this is new. We have a choice of 2 playable characters, and I'm going to go with Boki, because she's technically the main character, and she was originally the only person you could play as. Yeah, I should mention at this point, I guess, that this isn't exactly a blind run, but it isn't exactly a regular LP either. I have played all the way through Copy Kitty before, but that was almost an entire version number ago. So, there will be some differences, I'm sure. Not to mention I'm playing the Turbo Edition, which is basically the paid version. It's only $10, but it's still paid. And on that note, whether or not you have any money at all, try Copy Kitty. It's fun, really. Special delivery for Boki, in any case. A present, a meow. It says, "Happy birthday from your Uncle Savant." Flux. Looks like a Super Nintendo cartridge, which I'm sure is intentional. Turn it on and we get a vortex. This is a training simulation for classified antenna only. I got a military training program for my birthday? This program creates a virtual reality environment to prepare the user for battle against the cybers. Now loading. And whoosh, we are transported into the virtual reality environment. Whoa, awesome! After all, I created it. This is Boki's adoptive uncle, Savant. Yes, his name is Savant. No word on if he has a brother named Aspie. Yeah, this is cool, but why would you get me this, Meow? You know something? I've never understood why people feel the need to make anthropomorphic animal characters, or even just characters that have certain features of animals, like ears and tails, make the same sounds as those animals. I mean, yeah, Boki kind of resembles a cat, but she's not a cat. She's a sentient alien female who happens to resemble a feline. I mean, technically humans fall under the same category to some degree. I mean, we're basically just giant hairless apes, right? Pretty much just big ugly monkeys, and we don't go around saying things like, "This game is really fun." Well, at least I don't. Maybe you do. I'm known in real life for having a lot of weird habits, but that is not one of them. But in any case, this will let you practice using that unique ability of yours. But my power is lame. All I can do is copy. Ah, well, somebody's clearly never played any Kirby games. Or Mega Man, for that matter. So you think that's unsatisfactory? Let's see what you can do, then. So now we have control. Jump with the K key. I should mention, I'm actually playing this with the controller, though. So it's not truly the K key. I can pretty much play Copy Kitty equally well with the controller or keyboard, but I think in this version, at least since the last one I played, they've added a couple new buttons and things you can do. So I decided to go with the controller. And I believe Copy Kitty does indeed support controller input, but only for Xbox 360 controllers. I don't have one of those. I'm using a Wii Classic controller. So it still just shows up as the K key, and I have to use a keyboard to controller program. But in any case, I set K to jump, and in this case, that is B. Shoot with J key in any direction. You can fire Boki's default weapon and get hit by an enemy already. The default weapon is called the Boki Buster, I believe? Boki Beam. I'm thinking Mega Buster, aren't I? This is a key enemy. You have to shoot that and destroy it to get past that green barrier there. And wow, I am sucking at aiming and dodging. Glowing spheres are power-ups. Touch them to copy them. Obviously, I map the shoot button to Y, and kick with L, which I have set as A. Yeah, now we actually have a weapon, Force. You can hold up to 3, and as soon as we get more than 1, we can show off probably the main feature of Copy Kitty, which is weapon combos, but we'll get to that. Press jump in the air to jump again, because Boki does indeed have a double jump. And now we have a new enemy type. You can tell what power-up they're holding, if any, by that flashing icon there. In this case, it's a red explosion type thing. Explode! What does explode do? It explodes. It can actually explode through scenery, even. And use up, W, and R to switch between weapons. Or in my case, L1 and R1. Well, I guess technically for Nintendo they're just L and R, but I always think of them in terms of L1, R1, L2, and R2 anyway. I don't know what the ZL, ZR, LB, RT, and all that stuff is. And we can blow up walls by kicking through them, which we already saw. Explode, and its derivatives will also blow up walls. Over here, and we should find... Well, let's get rid of this thing first. You, blow up. Thank you. Press D2K or dodge K or down K to dodge roll. And I believe I have that map to, yes, L2. Or just down plus kick. Or down plus jump, I mean. Either way. And now we have 3 weapons. Force, Explode, and Quick. And Quick is quick. Press I key, fire mixed weapon shots. And that is the combo feature that I was talking about. See, if I press J, I just get the regular quick weapon. But if I press I get the Gatling rocket. Actually, it's the X button for me, not really I. But... And we can also pick up new weapons. Wave, bounce. You get a different combination for every set of 3 weapons you have. Going, swap out some weapons. Thank you for the health. I was kind of getting my butt kicked there. Try out the different mixed shots. That's pretty much the main feature of Copy Kitty here. It's the weapon combinations. I believe you can get close to 200 different weapons by combining various weapons in the game. And explosions. Are you sure this will help? It's too easy. But didn't you notice what you did? Every combination of abilities gives you a completely new weapon. Yeah, but how am I supposed to stand out as a superhero if I'm always the same as what's around me? Aha, but isn't that a unique and memorable ability all on its own? Plus, you can make up to the sum of 10ck plus... Okay, I could probably read that equation, but I don't have the time for it, so you can make up to blah-de-blah weapons just by copying the enemies in the simulation. That would be 10 choose k, plus, or the sum from 1 to 3 of 10 choose k plus 10, I think. Yeah, I am not up on my advanced math. I need to learn some more. Or refresh. Anyway, what? Just figure it out yourself. It's part of the training. Good luck. My uncle is such a nerd. Is there an instruction manual? Mission mode contains many levels designed to test all of your abilities. Endless mode creates a never-ending stream of constructs to battle. H key pauses the simulation and brings up the options screen. No prizes for guessing what I have H mapped to. The obvious pause button on a controller. So, you respond to voice commands? Yes. Stop making things complicated and just take me to the menu. Well, okay then. So, back to the starting menu now that we're done with our training. And let's start some real levels. I have actually never tried playing as Savant. Well, I'm not that familiar with this version. I kind of wanted to do it at least. I didn't want to go through all of it before doing the LP, I guess. Also, the levels are actually separated into worlds now and listed under their numbers, which wasn't the case in the version I played before. World 1 is already clear because I tried out some stuff in it. But anyway, let's start with 1-1. Defeat the Tazvates. On normal. And we get to choose a starting weapon out of these three: Force, Wave, and Bounce. Doesn't really matter for this first stage, but let's go with Force. So these are Tazvates. They actually are not much of a threat. They don't move, they don't attack you, they're pretty much just there to be shot. I mean, they are basically just bullseyes, so they do about what you'd expect. Oh, also, if the creators are watching this, Azure, Raibys, and I'm mispronouncing anything, please tell me, because I like to be accurate in my pronunciation of any unfamiliar words, and anything that I'm talking about. There we go. That's a ricochet there. And a big one. Probably could have done that a bit faster, but whatever. You get a mission stats screen after each level. Mission 1-2 X-Chicky attack. And I think this is actually a new level, at least compared to the other version. Let's go with Quick. Also, the diamonds, I believe, will refill whatever weapon you currently have selected. Force, weapons, and you get Rapid Force. And I missed out on a Bounce there, but... yeah, Force is a homing weapon, Quick is the rapid fire one. Bounce bounces, as you can imagine. Explode, I already told you, explodes. Bounce bounces and explode explodes. No, really? How do you feel, Boki? Are you getting used to the simulation yet? Of course I am. These small fryers still look to be a piece of cake for me. Well, you won't be having that much of an easy time forever there, because we have quite a few levels still to go through. Now, hurry up and let me shoot some lightning. Yes, let's. Lightning's actually the only weapon you can select for this one. It is called Fun with Lightning, after all. It's a large area and does more damage in water, but there isn't any water in this one. Oh, and if you really want, you can also select no weapon and just start with the default one, but why would you do a silly thing like that? Let us shoot some lightning, Boki. Go forth and zap everything. And obviously the hearts refill your health, if I haven't mentioned that. You don't actually have to destroy every enemy in the level, at least not most of them. I believe you get extra points and stuff if you do. Electro Ball, which doesn't seem more useful than plain lightning. I'm not playing for a score or anything like that, but... hey, I want to blow up everything I can. Erratic Spark. Zap, 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 yeah. And enemies killed 16 out of 16. I think this one's new as well, Brave the Elements. Do I want Wave or do I want Tornado? Tornado is basically your upward shooting weapon. and wave goes through walls. Think of the wave beam in Super Metroid. Possibly other Metroid games, but I'm not too familiar with Metroid. Also, this is an item. It is a flame talisman, and it basically adds the element of flame to all of your weapons. So now we're shooting orange arrow things, because they are fiery. I believe there's also an ice talisman that you can get, but I don't think it shows up in this one. I think that was an extra power-up. Gives you a power kick. Both the flame talisman and the power kick power-up have limited time span. Or time limit, I mean. And now I have Tornado. So let us use Penetrating Cyclone to finish off the enemies. Mission 1-5, climb to the top. And speaking of Tornado, yes, let's not try firing the combo weapon when I only have one weapon. Also, Plasma. I love the Plasma weapon. I don't remember exactly what it does, all I know is it's awesome, I guess. That's the important thing, right? Also, I'm almost out of everything but Tornado. Also, I believe I actually managed to glitch this level at one point by taking something from a previous level that I wasn't supposed to have in this one. And getting stuck in the wall or something, I don't know. But now, Mission 1-6, really big robots. Well, the music sounds frantic and we can't select a weapon. That can't be good. And we are facing our first sub-boss. This is the Fierce. It's basically a walking mech. And it always shoots 4 of those yellow pellets, followed by a red spread shot. Also, I kind of suck at fighting this thing. I realize it's supposed to be the game's warm-up boss, but it has a tendency to kick my butt anyway. Also, don't get close to it or it'll use that nasty claw of its on you. Let us wave at him. Also, you can actually stomp on enemies now, which you couldn't do previously. Okay, that actually wasn't bad by my standards for this guy. I still have 40 health left. Now that we've defeated this thing, we can actually get to ride it. Yes, Boki gets to control the mech, the Fierce. It has 200 health, and can shoot the same pellets that we shot, that it shot. More regular, followed by a spread shot. Jump. It's slow but powerful. Press the kick button to slash. And if you hold the combination weapon button, you get that charge shot that it showed. It's a slash to destroy scenery. I'll blow up your face. You're gonna die. Boki is here and she's gonna shoot you and make you cry. Blow up everything. Yes. More kabooms. Maybe not earth-shattering ones, but one target left and it's nothing but a key. Oh wait, that didn't count as a target. Now we're fighting one of these things in our own. And yeah, I'm getting the crap beaten out of me, but it is getting the crap beaten out of it worse. So it doesn't matter. Slash. And I would jump into the one to preserve to get more health, but the level's over, so it doesn't matter. Wow, that was fun. Indeed it was. Who doesn't love riding around in a giant robot mech? So you copied the very power that drives this construct's AI and commanded it as your own. Quite an elegant solution, I must say. After all, controlling magic is not too different from programming a computer. That's making it sound complicated. It wasn't really that hard. Couldn't any other Intanma have done what I did? Or perhaps you don't give yourself enough credit. Intanma is basically the term for people or creatures with supernatural powers in this universe. Hence the name Intanma Project. Am I really as strong as he says? Yeah, we could move on to the next level, but I think we're going to call it here. We've done enough for now. But I'll see you next time in Mission 1-7. Also, and if you want to learn more about the backstory, I will provide a link to the main Intanma Project website, which also will give you a download link to the game if you want. Also might be able to find a link to Azure and Raibys' DeviantArt page. They usually post stuff about the characters and whatnot there. So, in any case, this should be an interesting one. So, I will see you in the next episode of Copy Kitty.